In the heart of an ancient African village, surrounded by endless fields and warm red earth, lived a woman named Nkuruka. She was gentle, humble, and hardworking, but she carried a burden that weighed heavily on her spirit. Nkuruka had no child. And in her husband's compound, where he had taken multiple wives, this became her silent pain and sometimes an open wound. Her co-wives mocked her. They spoke loudly whenever she walked by. They laughed behind her back. And some evenings, they whispered cruel words. Words that stung deeper than scorpion venom. But Nkuruka endured. She cooked, she swept, she farmed, and she prayed. Yet her heart longed, just once to be called mother. One dry season day, as Nkuruka returned from the stream, she found something strange near the edge of the forest path, a small woven basket filled with yams. These were not ordinary yams. They glowed faintly in the sunlight, like the earth itself had breathed life into them. She looked around. No footprints. No baskets nearby. No sign of any owner. "Perhaps the spirits have remembered me," she whispered. She carried them home gently, placing them in her yam barn, a small wooden structure behind her hut. Little did Nkuruka know. Her life was about to change forever. The next morning, one by one, they climbed out of the barn. A group of living, breathing yam people. They walked into Nkuruka's hut, stretching their new limbs. And like children eager to please their mother, they began to work. They swept her compound. They washed the pots. They scrubbed the floors until they shone like polished calabash. They cooked a warm meal, fresh soup and fufu. They even fetched water from the clay pot and arranged her home beautifully. Before anyone could walk close, before any footsteps approached, they rushed back, jumped into the barn, folded themselves into their original shape, and transformed back into yams. When Nkuruka returned, she gasped. Her home was spotless. Her pot was filled. Her bed was neatly laid. The compound was swept clean. But I live alone. Who could have done this? Day after day, the same thing happened. Whenever she left for the farm or market, the yam people came alive and cared for her with love and loyalty. And Nkuruka began to glow with joy. Her husband noticed her happiness and peace. Even the villagers started whispering about her newfound radiance. But her co-wives, envy rose in their hearts like storm clouds. They began to watch her every move. How can a woman with no child manage all these chores? Why is she suddenly so joyful? Something is not ordinary. One morning, one of the co-wives followed her secretly. As soon as Nkuruka went to the farm, the co-wife slipped toward her compound. She saw nothing, but she felt something. A presence. A movement. Suddenly, she heard soft footsteps inside the hut. She rushed closer. Before she stepped in, silence. Inside the compound, everything was perfect. But no one was there. It made the co-wife even more suspicious. Determined to uncover the secret, the co-wives decided to return unexpectedly. They hid behind Nkuruka's hut, waiting. Inside the compound, the magical moment began again. From the yam barn, the yams rose. Hands stretching, legs forming, bodies assembling like clay, turning into humans. They moved happily, humming as they worked. The co-wives saw everything. Their mouths fell open. Their eyes widened in shock and jealousy. Magic right before their eyes. But instead of awe, a dark envy filled them. They rushed into the barn with machetes, shouting, "These yams must be stopped. Let her suffer as we do. No yam will help her again." They hacked the yam people mercilessly, cutting off their arms, cutting off their legs, destroying their limbs. And instantly, the magic broke. The yams fell lifeless to the ground. That evening, when Nkuruka returned, she found the yam barn filled with damaged yams. She fell to her knees, crying. She touched the cut pieces and whispered, You brought joy to my home, and they destroyed you." The spirits heard her cry, and from the heavens came a gentle whisper. "Your kindness was rewarded, but their jealousy has ended the miracle." The moral and the legend. From that day until now, no Yam has ever had hands or legs again. The magic that once gave Yam's life disappeared forever, but the legend remained. A reminder that jealousy destroys blessings. Kindness brings unexpected miracles. And even the simplest things, like a yam, can carry the wonder of the spirits. And so, children of the village, when you cut open a yam and see its shape, remember the ancient story. The story of Enkuruka, the magical yam barn, and how envy chased a miracle away.